I used to be very shy. I used to be extremely shy growing up. I wonder why. How can I overcome my shyness? I realized that one of the things that the devil does is he tries to get us to begin to compare ourselves with other people. And once we start to compare, there's a tendency to think that there's something wrong with us. There's something off-putting about us. I remember then I didn't really like myself. And it's so weird now because when I look back, I'm just like, why? But I now know that that's the seed of the devil. The enemy will always hit you at the point of your greatest strength that God has ordained for you. Can you imagine if I was still shy? Can you imagine if I couldn't speak to people? When he does that, it's because he has seen something great coming up in your life. You have to be intentional about going back to build your esteem up in God. Get to a point where your esteem is built in God, not in the happenings around you. You're beautiful just the way you are. You're tall the way God has made you to be. You're plump the way God has made you to be. Can you just imagine if we all looked alike? The world would be so boring. Until you find yourself in that space and begin to carry yourself with that courage, you waddle in that self-doubt. And that's where shyness comes from. I don't think anyone is just naturally shy. People are shy because there's some things about themselves they don't want people to see. If you really find out what God has said about you, it would affect the way you talk, it would affect the way you walk, it would affect the way you interact with people. If I can give you an assignment, I would say go find at least 3 scriptures about what God has said about you. Write it out and every day confess them about your life. There's a powerful, weapon that we have in confession. But this confession should not just be based on just speaking. It has to be rooted in faith. Faith comes by hearing. The first hearing is by reading. The second hearing is you saying it. It comes by hearing and hearing by the word of God. God says, I am beautiful. I've read it in the Bible. I believe it, but now I'm saying it to my life every day. God says I'm forgiven. God says I'm loved. God says I'm cherished. God says I'm his daughter. God says he has a plan for my life. He says he loves me. He cares about me. The more you say it, the more you actually begin to imbibe it. And this shyness will go away. So you're not just shy. You need to just work on who God has said you are.